Hello, everyone. It's Carol speaking to you on this. It's a Thursday, just a couple of days before the 31st of October, which will be a couple of amazing things. It will be Halloween, which, of course, what I've got here with me speaks for itself about that, and the full moon in Taurus. So as these Between the Realms videos got underway at the new moon of January, the videos multiplied a bit during the intensity of the pandemic as it was unfolding in the springtime, early spring, and through the summer. And then it's been a little bit up and down in terms of getting opportunity and inspiration at the right time to do some more for you. But by now, for sure, to create one for this special time of year was something I certainly was looking forward to doing. So I'm bringing this one to you today with the help of a number of things here with me. Back inside, the prior video, if you've been following them, was a sort of bouncy one. I had the iPhone camera on a mount, walking around the yard, just celebrating what was still the most glorious golden autumn, and celebrating the 7th anniversary of coming to live here at Light Spring Glen. The autumn has continued since that video to be spectacular in its beauty. It was absolutely stunning. Giving some thoughts still to sharing with you a poem that I kept coming back to, that I'll just keep on reserve here in front of me. But welcome to Between the Realms. If this is your first occasion of tuning in to these, there are a lot of videos now on my homepage which speak to things that I hope have offered people some guidance and inspiration in this rather exceptional year, and that would be putting it very mildly. As we come to Samhain, All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, it's a big time of year. And it is in 2020, it is just as we are ready to have our elections. I don't need to add a single thing more about that. And I think we need all we can gain from this to prepare ourselves for this momentous day for those of us who live in America. So we will do this, and I have something I'd like to offer as a grounding ceremony as I come to the end of this. But I want to speak to you about some of the roots of this particular incredible time of year. And as a person who has participated in the ancient ceremonies of the Wheel of the Year, I can tell you that any time I was fortunate to be with a group of people, quite often women, and I want to just bring this closer to show you the beauty of this particular grouping of these ancient ones, our ancestors, because it is a time of the year when the veil between the worlds, between the realms, becomes very thin, and I've experienced the amazing marvel of this with others. And I want to dedicate this to a particular beautiful being here of Light Spring Glen, and I will allow the emotion that I'm feeling to honor who is here in this particular trivet, you might say, that represents my beautiful boy, Angus, my black cat. And it's been just a week since at 19 and a half, his earthly life concluded in a very peaceful and beautiful way, and so he's in the world of spirit. But I dedicate this video to him. He would occasionally want to be a part of these and other video offerings I've done over the years. And I'm sure he's blessing us, blessing me in this particular moment of doing this. So Angus is certainly a part and will continue to be in spirit form of this amazing place, Light Spring Glen. I want to share with you some specifics about Samhain, Halloween, that if you're not too familiar with its ancient roots, I want to share with you this short reading from this present year's Wee Moon Calendar. The Wee Moon Calendar is an amazing publication of the cycle of the year, a lot of it based on the lunar cycles, and now we're coming up to the Taurus full moon. And this year's was prophetically called, to my mind, a wake-up call. That was its theme. A person I'm gathering, a woman whose pen name is Oak Shazar, writes this about Samhain. It is the witch's new year, a time when the fields lie empty and the year lies down. The gates of life swing open. The dead lean in. Our world's veil is at its thinnest. We peer through the lace to find that growing edge. We meet in deep time, everywhere and nowhere, to greet the triple goddess who is the circle of rebirth. Over one shoulder lean the ancestors, and mine are here. My grandparents, Bertram and Sarah, and their daughter, my mother, Dorothy Skemmerhorn Tulloch Omart. Fabulous name. Some of the ancestors here with me. Over the other shoulder, the unborn future beings peer. Remember this, we are 4 billion years old. It's taken evolution all this time to produce us, and our action will express that genius. We're an unfinished animal, fighting metaphysical battles in the physical world, flesh and breath in confrontation with abstractions. This is the battle of the human epic. Modern stories of our powerful vision express a reclaimed, authentic future, a remedy. Exult in the never-ending journey of change. Seed becomes fruit. Fruit becomes seed. The beloved dead surround us, calling us to use our lives while we can in the service of the bigger life. The unborn future crowds round, waiting. It's up to us. This chaos is a seedbed for the future. When Oak Shazar wrote these words, I don't think she could have imagined how apt, how completely apt that last line is, that the chaos of our times, of this moment, is the seedbed for the future. So about me, I have these images, and in other videos, as you've seen them within this place, this part of my house where the creative juices that I'm pleased that bubble and come forward through me have their place of operation, whatever that is, in the videos that I've been delighted to share during this year of 2020 come through and happen in this place. I feel very surrounded with the energies that are part of Light Spring Glen, of its beautiful mystery, magic, and marvel, as I like to say. And beyond this window, after what have been weeks, months of a lot of dry weather. It produced the beautiful autumn, mind you. So today, which is rainy and gray, is actually a very beautiful day. The pond level is rising and it's covering all the frogs that have gone down to go into hibernation in the deep mud, and the turtles and the other animals that are seeking hibernation. So I'm glad for that. I'm glad for the rain to raise the water level, to keep them all the more snug. And out in the woods, the place where Angus' earthly form is now returning to its basic elements too, and to which all of us will ultimately go as our physical selves, returning ourselves to the place we rose from, the seedbed of the earth, which gave rise to us and all of the elements present. I wanted to move into a part of this video to talk about how this autumn and the beauty and the glory of the trees echoes back to something that in January, as I began the work with these videos and invited you to be a part of this Between the Realms. Here we are at the most potent time of the realms and the veil between them thinning down and opening up its potential storehouse of amazement to us. All Hallows Day, All Saints Day, that incredible day, which are really more than one day, the season of celebration in these 3 days, honored in these various cultures. And so we have here the shedding of the leaves of the trees that all of the summer took in our carbon dioxide that produced by ourselves and other beings and gave it back as the gift of oxygen. And then its final glory in the amazing colors, and this year more than almost really any of the 7 falls, autumns I've been here, has been at unbelievable height of color and delight. I know what I'm going to do about the poem of Edna St. Vincent Millay. I'm going to type it in and put it in the notes so that you will see it. Edna St. Vincent Millay, a poet who is like an ancestress of me, for sure, in my writing and her inspiration over all of the years I've known myself to be a writer. So Edna, I am going to honor you by putting your poem in the notes. But back to what we were talking about early in the year, what I was encouraging you to, and it became all the more vital as we moved into the situation involving our need to be in complete isolation with ourselves, which is true for me, and starting out with 2 beautiful cats, now one present to me, Tiger Lily, and Angus in spirit, but that you might seek out for yourself in the year 2020, a tree friend. I hope that you cultivated that, and that, for one thing, trees continued to be very available for hugs. And that has been a real challenge for so many of us, especially those of us who live alone and don't have those people to hug. Cats do make awfully good substitutes. So what I would like to offer you and your tree friend or friends, the celebration of them, for those who are going into their hibernation, a short bit of meditation as they take their energy down to their roots, that we might think about doing it the same. So I'm going to bring our video to this point and offer that as the end point of this video in our celebration of our ancestors. Think about, if you will, side note, if you're not inclined or haven't too often thought about it, this might be a perfect time to do something along the line of an altar where you can honor your ancestors. And I'll bring my mom up here to say hello to you, Dorothy Skemmerhorn Telecomart. You can see the, oh my gosh, she's got the halo around her. I have a new little tool here, a ring light, to help me make these videos. I don't know if it's more professional, but maybe something easier on the eye as you see them. So I've put this all here in celebration of what we have in this incredible, incredible day. I have made only the briefest mention of the fact there's a full moon on Saturday as well in Taurus, and I'm telling you, it's a great, incredible day to be in touch with the deeper parts of yourself and your link to your ancestors. They have gifts they are offering us more than ever in this time. See about a quiet time to connect and deepen your relationship to them. Never more than this time do we need those gifts. Do we need to be in touch with our deep ancestors, reflected here in different ways that I have brought together for this video. So I'm going to help us to connect with the other beings which help and support us, which are the trees. So I'm going to ask you, suggest to you that you, wherever it is you're listening, and I think I'll do the same, to close your eyes. Take a breath and let it out, a little bit more centering, allowing yourself to become more centered in your heart, if you like to. Certainly that's the center of you and your physical self. And bring into your mind's eye, unless you're leaning up against your tree right now as you're listening to this, the tree that is especially dear to you, whether it's been one of this year or you're just thinking about it now, whatever it is, bring yourself and your imaginal self to that tree. Regardless of whether it is a perennial like a pine tree whose needles continue their work all of the year, but it is more than likely a tree like my favorite tree, which is shedding its leaves now and is going into its rest time. All of us need that deep rest. Lean against your tree friend now. Feel its embrace of you in its presence to you. Thank your tree friend for its greening of the season, for its gifts of oxygen to you, and its gift of receiving that which you offer as you breathe out your carbon dioxide and offer it to the tree. Within the tree now, feel its energy as it descends, subsides down into its roots. Feel your own energy sinking, lowering itself down into the roots that connect you to the earth. Think of it as a golden thread dropping down from your heart, through your knees, through your feet, through your earth star, deep into Mother Earth. See that golden light connecting you deep, this rooted golden thread. There with your tree friend, its own energies descending into its roots, settling in to its deeply held embrace of Mother Earth. Take some quiet moments now to allow the fullness of this embrace, this deep-rootedness in the Mother Earth of our beautiful, beautiful realm. Bring this nourishment back now to your heart. Know this connection is with you each and every moment, and that in your quiet hours ahead of meditation or simply rest time, each and every day you can return to this image, to this source, to your tree friend. Moving on to 20 minutes, I seem totally incapable of making shorter videos. But I am delighted once more that you've joined me for this. Wishing you a marvelous, marvelous celebration of Samhain, of Halloween, of the full moon. It is my intent to return with some messages that clearly want to be communicated through another video much sooner than has been true of the previous one to this one. Thank you so much for joining me. Many, many blessings from Light Spring Glen to all of you. Be well. Take care. Much love.